Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. This is the week 2 college football pregame show, and I'm MrManyhats. It's now 6:46 a.m. Pacific time, so I'm gonna try to get this video up hopefully by 8 a.m. Pacific time, so I can be the first guy to come out. Hopefully. So let's recap from last week. Last week, I went 2-1 last week. We had Notre Dame. I told you Notre Dame would go in there and punch Texas A&M in the mouth, and that's exactly what they did. Notre Dame +3. They won the game outright, so we won that one. We won Akron +49. I said it was a no play at 48.5. But I said if it goes to 49, it's a play. If you can get 49, that's what it did. It closed at 49. It went to 49. So I'm going to take that one too. Okay. And let me get to that real quick. Just listening to some of these guys on the podcast, and some of these numbers guys, and they get too anal and they get too cute with the numbers, and I'm not gonna fall into that trap. I mean, the game opened at 50, right? Akron +50. The game opened at 50. Then it went to 48.5. And I kind of let that 1.5 point movement. I mean, is there a big difference between 48.5 and 50? Yes, if the game lands on 49. If the game lands on 49, yes, there is a difference. But as far as edge-wise, probably not that big of a difference. So the 48.5 is good. The 49 was good. They covered. Okay, so I'm not gonna fall into that trap. I'm not gonna get too cute with the numbers. I'm just gonna bet with what I bet, and I'm not gonna listen to those guys. Don't ever listen to those guys on the podcast who say any game that's still on the board, it has no value. All of the value's been sucked out of the number. If don't fall for that trap, okay? The numbers, they can still have value even though they moved. It just depends on how far they moved. So anyway, so we won with that, and then we lost with Colorado State. They went in there and they got smashed, 52-0 at Texas. They didn't. They just they had a plan, but they got punched in the mouth and they couldn't recover. So we took an L with that one. Fowler Nocioni, he didn't do too well, but that's okay. So 2-1 pregame, and then 2-0 on second half. That's took Notre Dame +2.5 second half, and yesterday. We took Boston College. I posted it on Twitter and on Telegram. Boston College +7. It went to 9 second half, and they got it done, and they beat them outright. So 2-0 on the second half. So 4-1 so far. 4-1. So I'll be doing videos. I'm still haven't messed around with the Google Sheet yet. I might put a Google Sheet up with the record. But I'll be updating the record. So 4-1 to start, and see if we can keep it going. So the second half, like I said, just subscribe to my Telegram for the second half. Hold on, let me check the mic, because all I need is the mic not to be on. Hold on. Okay, still on, so I'm good. Yeah, so for second half, I want to get this out through Telegram because that's the quickest way, but I only have a couple of subscribers. I don't have too many subscribers on Telegram yet. So, my Twitter account, MrManyhats, I post there too. And it's funny the way Twitter works. It's like I could post something random. I don't get that many impressions, but when I post the second half play, I get more impressions with that. It's just weird. I only have 78 followers. I'm a small guy on Twitter, so but I like it that way. And yeah, so I post on Twitter. There's some people who got bots. There's some people out there who are botted up, and they know how to do the API and all that stuff, and they're connected, so they're getting the information. So anyway, when I have enough people on Telegram, what I would do for second half is 2 to 5 minutes before the game, like when Clemson played Georgia, I say, well, get ready for this game. When it's like uh, 2 to 5 minutes, and not, I mean actual minutes, not game minutes, because I won't know for a lot of games. I won't know until the end if there's a play or not, and sometimes I won't even know until halftime. So I won't be able to give a warning at all times. It just depends on what they throw up. But I'm pretty good at predicting what they're going to throw up second half. So I'll try to give you a 2 to 5 minute warning, like set up for this game, set up for Clemson and Georgia. And, when the halftime comes, I go straight to the source, okay? Now, speaking of second half, this is funny. You know what I found out? There's only one or two guys in the whole world. I mean, the whole entire sports betting ecosystem. There's only one or two guys originating second half, and it's amazing to me. All you have to do is look at it, get an art screen, and look at the board and see who comes out first, and you'll see everybody else follow. It's like one. It's literally like one guy. So I go straight to the source, and I call him Christopher. But Christopher is bookmaker, bookmaker.eu. That's the sharpest book in the world, and I got a lot of respect for Christopher now. After going through all the rigmarole in Vegas and doing the stuff on the apps and not being able to bet and all the games being played. So I got a new respect for Christopher and all of the offshore bookmakers who are out there just doing it right and taking a bet. So I'm going straight to the source, the sharpest book in the world, and I'm going to be the first guy to get it. So, like I said, I'm not going to be waiting around. All these sports books, it's crazy. That's what they do. At halftime, all of these sports books, they're sitting around with their nuts in their hands. And they're waiting on Christopher for that second half line. I couldn't believe it. I mean, everyone, all of them. When halftime come around, they all got their nuts in their hand and they're sitting around like, Christopher, can you get us a second half line, Christopher? Christopher, we need to make some money today, Christopher. I mean, what would they do without Christopher? And with Christopher having that power, I mean, he's got to be making. He can control the whole world. He can make. He can do some manipulation. So I'm kind of surprised by that. Actually, the second half lines, especially like for college basketball, it's all you have to do is chart the most of the time, not all the time. You can chart the second half to what the spread is. So if the spread is 6 for the game and the team is up by 3 at the half, you just make the second half -3. I mean, it's not rocket science, but a lot of these sports books they wait on Christopher. So that's what I observed. So when I post plays, right? obviously people, they're using Kelly betting systems. They're doing all different things to manage the bankroll. So when I put obviously the way you make money in this business, the way you really make money is not to flat bet, in my opinion. I don't think you should be betting the same amount. Don't bet more than 3% of your bankroll in one game, or whatever the hell the people tell you out there. I mean, I'm not. You have to have some type of money management, obviously, but what was that saying? Yeah, obviously, but when you're betting, you should put more money on the games that you have a stronger opinion on. That's the way you get ahead. So I'm not gonna tell you what to do with the games or how much to bet, but when I put strong next to a play, that probably means you should probably be betting a little bit more than what you usually bet, because I feel real good about that game. Like last night with Boston College +7 second half. You see that on the Twitter? I put strong, okay, and they won the second half pretty easily. And it went to 9. Mr. Sharpie and all his clan, they bet the 9 up to 9, and they still lost outright. So you do whatever you want to do with it, but strong. When I put that in parentheses next to the play, that means the play is a little bit stronger than a normal play. So we'll let's move on here. Okay, so let's go into the games for this week, for week 2. So the first game is we're gonna take the under on Northwestern. They're playing Duke. I call these kind of games, these are piglet fights. Just picture two piglets, two pigs or two piglets. They're just in the mud. They're just wrestling, and this is having a good old mud fight, a piglet fight. So that's what I call this. Duke, they're in transition. Like I said, Riley Leonard transferred to Notre Dame. He just beat Texas A&M Saturday. I don't even know who their quarterback is. I haven't seen them play, but they're in transition. Northwestern, they can't score. They like playing that piglet football. So we're not going to take the under for the game. We're going to go under first half. Now, there's no first half lines out yet, and I don't want to take any slack for this. There are a lot of clones on Twitter, especially. They give out bets with no numbers, giving out bets for no prices, and I don't want to be doing that. Now, the totals are gonna be coming out probably tomorrow for the first half. But with the whole game total being 38 and a half, the first half is going to be at least 19 and a half, okay? If we can get some action on the over, that total can go to 39 and a half. You might mess around and even get a 20 on the first half. But I doubt it. But it'll be at least 19. I don't see it being 18 and a half. But we'll say 19, okay? So we're gonna go under 19 first half, okay? And if the total comes out at 18 and a half and it lands on 18, then that's an L, okay? I'm not gonna be playing games with the numbers here. I'm just making an assumption because I'm coming out as early as possible. Like I said, I'm gonna try to come out on Mondays. Yesterday was a holiday. I was real busy yesterday, so I couldn't. I tweeted that I was going to try to put the video out by midnight, and midnight came around, and I said, oh, I can't do it. And I still didn't get any sleep, no REM sleep. I woke up at 4 o'clock, and I just said, let me just go on and shoot this video. So the first bet is going to be Northwestern under 19 first half. The second bet, we rolling with Akron again, +23. They're getting 23 at Rutgers. Has anything good ever came out of Rutgers? I don't think so. There might be some guys out there that went to Rutgers. I don't know. It might be a good school, good computer school, Rutgers. I think it's a pretty good computer school, Rutgers is. I'm not saying nothing bad about Rutgers, but yeah. So we got Akron. They're getting 23 again. Rutgers, for some reason, I was looking at their injury report. They have a lot of injuries. They must have had some guys injured in practice. They just got a lot of injuries for some reason. They haven't played a game yet. Or maybe they played one FCS game, like maybe. I don't remember. But we got Akron plus 23. Okay? The third game is Texas. I'm a little late to the party. This game opened at 4.5. Now it's up to 7. They're not going to be able to set this game high enough. Okay? Texas, they're gonna win this game by 2 touchdowns, I think, at least 10 points. Mr. Moore down there in Michigan, I mean, he's running a 2 quarterback system. They're in transition. Obviously, they just won the championship last year. New coach, they don't have an identity yet, and you got a pretty hungry Texas team coming in there with something to prove. Based on what I seen last week with Fresno, against Fresno, I mean they don't have much going on offense right now, Michigan, and they're gonna have a plan. The defense is pretty solid still. They're gonna have a plan, but they're gonna get punched in the mouth, and that defense is gonna get worn down. They're gonna be on the field a lot. They're gonna be out 3 and out a lot. So I like Texas -7, and that's a strong play. That's a strong play, okay? Texas -7. And I think they win that game by 2 touchdowns, but we'll take the 7. The next game is Georgia Tech. They're on the road playing Syracuse, just like Texas. They're going to be some world warriors this weekend. We like Georgia Tech. I like Georgia Tech -3. I like that quarterback. I like what he's doing. And that's a strong play too. I like that. They got enough, and they're a better team right now from what I've seen than Syracuse. So got Georgia Tech -3. That's a strong play. You got another Piglet fight. That's Iowa and Iowa State. They usually don't play this early in the year, only in week 2. But anyway, we got a Piglet fight. Yeah, that's right. Iowa State. Don't they play? They usually play in in November, right? That's like those rivalry games. Why are they playing so early? But anyway, it's a Piglet fight. Okay, it's the same old Iowa. They can't score, and Iowa State is a grind. And same thing here. We're gonna go first half because of the overtime. These type of games, these really low totals, I always do first half, because the overtime factor, and you got 2 teams that's gonna do the Piglet, and it's more likely that they even want to do the Piglet even more in the first half when they're filling each other out. So with the total being 34.5, and that's going over 34.5 over 15 is what I saw at Bookmaker. We're gonna go under first. The first half total should be 17.5. 17 the lowest. Okay, nobody's gonna stick their neck out and go to 16.5. It's gonna be 17.5. So if it's 17 and it lands on 17, it's gonna be a push. I'm not gonna say I have 17.5. Okay, I'm gonna get that number as soon as it comes out. Like I said, I'm coming out on Mondays. I'm coming out early before the first half are coming out. So it's don't think I'm here giving you bets with no numbers. There's no purpose for me to do that. I'm just giving you a heads up of what the number should be. So that's another bet. Iowa under 17.5 first half. Here's the bet of the week right here. This is strong action right here. This is Old Dominion. Old Dominion plus 2.5 to beat East Carolina at home. That's a damn good football team they got up there, Old Dominion. They should have beat South Carolina. They had a late turnover in that game Saturday, okay, and they should have beat them. SEC team, and they did good last year. They got a damn good program. Mr. Wilson, the quarterback, he's got a pulse, okay? He's got a pulse. You know, I'm not saying he's a top tier quarterback, but he's got a pulse, and they got a damn good team. And they're going to beat East Carolina this weekend at home. So go ahead and book that. Plus 2.5, I'll take the points. Most people say when you get under 3, plus 2.5, plus 2, you just take the money line. And I agree with that most of the time. But with the new, they put that new rule in, the new overtime rule, what was it, a couple years ago? After the third or fourth overtime, after you go to that point system, whatever that thing is, they changed, and so most people plus 2.5, especially in the NFL, people tell you got the worst of it if you're taking the plus 2.5. But I'm taking plus 2.5 at home, and definitely gonna sprinkle something on the money line. They're gonna beat them outright. I don't need a 2.5, but we'll just take it just in case. So there's the bet of the week. That's a strong bet. Old Dominion plus 2.5. Next bet is Western Michigan. They're playing Ohio State, and they're gonna cover at 38.5. Okay, Ohio State. They beat Akron pretty good last week, but they didn't cover. They got a little bit bigger fish to fry, and Western Michigan is a better team than Akron. They'll put up something. They'll put up a fight. So they're going to have enough, okay? So we're going to take Western Michigan plus 38.5. Book it. Now, this game, oh, man. This last game here, it's kind of a lean. But I'm gonna stick my neck out, okay? This game, I probably shouldn't be giving this game out. It's a lean, but I'm gonna give it out, okay? And that's New Mexico State, plus 22.5. Now, their star quarterback, he left, and this is a damn good team too, this New Mexico State. I gave out New Mexico State plus 22 last November. Check my Twitter. MrManyhats, check the Twitter. I gave out New Mexico State plus 22 last November when they played Auburn at home, and they beat them. They beat Auburn, an SEC team, at home. They beat them outright. This is last November. So, but they lost some people. They got a freshman quarterback coming in. And you don't know that's why it's a lean, okay? You can really get yourself in trouble. These are kind of cookie jar plays, I call them, putting your hand in a cookie jar. You don't know what you're gonna get out of this quarterback, but 22 points at the house. I know Liberty is good, but Malik Willis ain't there. He ain't walking through the doors no time soon. They got that other guy, but he ain't Malik Willis. I think they got enough to pick up their quarterback, man. 22 at the house. I'm gonna take that, okay? And that's a lean, but I'm gonna take it. So take that for what it's worth. But it counts against the record. I'm not gonna say they get smoked by 5 touchdowns. I'm not gonna say, oh, that was a lean. No, that counts. I'm not gonna do this too much, okay? I'm just trying to be honest and transparent as possible, but this is a lean because I don't know what I'm going to get out of the quarterback. But I know they beat Auburn at home, getting 22 last November. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they got most of those guys on D, and they're gonna have enough to hang in there with Liberty. So that's a bet. New Mexico plus 22 and a half, and that's a strong play. It's a lean, but it's a strong play. Okay, and I won't be making too many of those plays. So let's recap. We got 8 plays. We got Northwestern under 19 first half. We got Akron plus 23. Texas minus 7. Georgia Tech minus 3. Texas is strong. Georgia Tech is strong. We got Iowa under 17 and a half first half. Old Dominion plus 2.5. That's strong. Western Michigan plus 38 and a half. And New Mexico plus 22 and a half. That's a strong play. So that's about it. That's going to wrap it up for this week. Only 8 games. And next week is when we really, really start cooking. Like I said, yeah, next week, week 3 is when we really start cooking. So thank you for joining me. I will have another video. It'll be a short video on a money line ticket that that I got. A money line bet for this weekend. Money line parlay bet. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.